Okay, in part one, I told you that we were going to talk with the software side of it, and we did. And was it fun? Yes. Oops, I like it. That's fun too. And now we're talking hardware. I got a CPO here, the guy who actually owns the hardware, deals with that side of it. We're going to get into all that and so much more, find out what's going on here in Nepal. I'm Brian. Welcome to Future Aza. Hey guys, as you know, I just got back from Nepal. It was a great trip. There were wonderful people. It was an amazing experience. And just after leaving, there was a political demonstration, a protest, and things got out of hand. They are doing better. They're on the road to recovery. They are mending, but they need our help. A lot of the buildings there are concrete instead of wood. So rebuilding will go a lot quicker than it would in some places, but they need some assistance. They need paint, they need brushes, they need mops, they need brooms. We're trying to make that happen. My editor, who's been with me for 3 years now, who I met in Shanghai, you may have seen him in some videos, who was hosting me in Nepal, you may have seen him there as well. He's there on the ground in Kathmandu. He's the one who makes these videos possible, and he's asking us for a little bit of help, and I'm hoping we can do that. Guys, if you can help out even just a little bit, it would be amazing, and I thank you for your consideration. All right, so this is your place, right?
Not my place, but the charging
But
station
that is your charging brand. So why don't you tell us who you are and what you do?
So, hi everyone, I'm Saurav Agrawal, CEO, co-founder ElectriVa Nepal, and we are operating currently 40 charging stations, and we are a CPO, charge point operators, particularly building EV infrastructures all around Nepal where there's a scarcity and people feel that they might get a range anxiety, so we actually install charging stations over there.
Okay, so what we're talking about is a company like Electrify America. You could call it Electrify Nepal, but the difference is these actually work. Boom, roasted. Gotcha, Electrify America. So you got stations, 1, 2, 3, 4, what is this, 6 handles?
Yeah, it's a 6-point charging station.
6 point. And
So we call it dispensing, like it's a split type charging station. So there's one power converter you see over there. So it actually converts the AC into DC.
right?
And then you have 6 dispensing guns. So if you actually charge with just one gun, then it has a capacity to deliver 180 kilowatt charging power according to the demand of the car. And as the cars get connected, the power gets divided among the cars.
But if one car decides I'm going to go all the way to 100 and he's down pulling 6, 7 kilowatts, the other car is going to get a ton of juice.
Yes. So what happens is if just one car is connected, according to the SOC, that's the state of charge. So if a car is like pulling out 80 kilowatt power from one dispensing gun, then if another car gets connected, the intelligent motherboard will actually calculate the power required and it will distribute according to the demand of the cars.
Okay, now, when did you open your first one of these?
So I opened one of these back in 2024 April. That was my first charging station.
24?
24 April 2024.
Okay, so this is a brand new company. It's a brand new industry. And now how many locations did you say you have already?
I have 40 locations already.
14 locations already off to an
It's
amazing...
40.
40.
Yes.
So they're all over the place.
Yes.
My goodness. So there are challenges when you go to add capacity somewhere. Maybe you need new transformers, maybe you need more power all the way back to the substation. What kind of obstacles do you run into?
So these kind of charging stations actually required a dedicated transformer or power feeder. And since Nepal is into NDC Paris Agreement that it has to go carbon neutral by 2035, so government is actually supporting the policies for developing new EV charging stations. Accordingly, there's only one power utility over here in Nepal, that's Nepal Electricity Authority. They're providing a facility of 200 kVA transformer, up to 200 kVA, where they will install the transformer for you for a dedicated EV charging station.
Okay, so the charging stations are getting a lot of support
Yes.
in terms of, first of all, getting it approved, but then also getting the equipment in.
Yes.
And
So it actually brings down your total investment to almost half, because charging equipment is equivalent to the cost of setting up a transformer infrastructure.
yes.
So government is
Oh, for sure.
actually supporting you for installing a transformer.
Wow. And so you're seeing newer and newer cars pulling higher and higher charge rates. What is if you were to build this brand new station, you're going to build it tomorrow, what kind of power demand do you think your drivers have?
So
Is 150 enough?
So earlier, the cars that were in Nepal market was Tata, which was drawing a power of only 30 to 35 kilowatt. And then once then MG came up, which drew the power to 40-45 kilowatt. So afterwards, many cars came in that started drawing power over 80 kilowatt. So we started with 60 kilowatt. Now we are running into 80 kilowatt. And then now we are bringing up the charging stations which are upgradable to 120. So the same machines can be upgraded to 120.
Okay, so you did some future proofing there. Now, when you look at the new cars pulling more, we're still talking about fairly small batteries though, right? 50 kilowatt, 60.
Yes.
Well, I mean, what is a normal size battery pack these days?
So normally the economical cars come with a battery pack of around 35 to 40 kilowatt.
35 to 40.
40 kilowatt hour.
So it's still going to charge pretty quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the new luxurious cars, they come up with a battery pack of, let's say, maybe 60, 65 till 70.
Yeah.
So that is how the Nepal market, EV market is running
Sure.
right now.
So no Chevy Silverado with a 208 kilowatt hour pack. Yes, really.
Yes.
They make those.
Yes.
I don't know. I do know why, but it's not important. So what is next? How much more expanding are you? How big are you going to be if I come back next year?
So we are actually an FDI company. We have an investor from India, and he's been into this business since last 6 years. So he's already built up around 400 stations around India in various parts of India. Similarly, the part that has come up in Nepal and how quickly Nepal has adopted the EV market. And of course, the terrain is very difficult in Nepal. As you see, you cannot get a plain land over here.
Sure.
So we plan to expand up to around 300 stations in coming years. And accordingly, we are working, but since it's a capital intensive business.
Right.
And
Well, you couldn't get 300 transformers today.
Yes, so we are moving in phase-wise manner, looking at how the market will pick up, because altogether, if we invest 300 stations now, I don't think the market is able to grasp all those 300 stations right now, because there are other market players as well.
Sure.
So
And it's going to take 10, 20 years for all the cars to switch
yes,
over.
so we are moving on a rate that the markets accepts us. And accordingly, we are expanding the stations. Currently, this year, we are planning to close at 120. Accordingly, we have bought the machines and we have
This year?
This year, yes, at the end of this year.
First one was April of 24, you guys, and 120. Is it easier to build them in the city? We are in the city. Or is it easier to build them outside on highways?
See, when you come up in the city, you get all the infrastructure properly, you get the proper voltage levels. But once you move out of the city, the transmission lines are very distant and the voltage drop is very high. So considering the power quality and the other terrain issues, it is much more easier to build inside the city rather than going outside the city.
So outside the city might be easier to put something up, but harder to electrify.
Yes.
Okay. So now these folks coming in here, maybe they could charge at home, maybe they can't. What is the price difference from charging here versus gasoline for a comparable vehicle? Because I know at home it's going to be 90% cheaper maybe. But what about here? Is it half the price of gas? Is it a quarter?
Actually, if we talk about in terms of range-wise, the price of charging at home is around 12 rupees, 13 rupees per unit. And what I'm charging over here is 16, including taxes.
16 including taxes. So that's a very small markup.
Yes.
That is almost as cheap as home.
So, and the best part is you can actually charge at a very high speed. And
Yes.
the public vehicles which move on a daily basis, like the private vehicles you charge at home, you move around 80, 90 kilometers, you can charge again at home. But the commercial taxis and the EVs that are moving daily, carrying the
Yes.
passengers, they cannot afford to charge at home because they have to do 2-3 trips around the day. So we have given almost an equal price what they actually pay at home.
Wow.
And almost there's a huge parking space as well. And I keep the stations on those places where actually you can get the other facilities as well, partnering up with the other people. So as you can see, there's a cafe over here. Your children can play over here, and then you have some washrooms over here, and a big plenty parking space. So you don't have that anxiety that I'll hit my car or somewhere, I'll get
Sure.
my car scratched. So that is how I plan my stations, putting up the stations over here. Now, if you compare it with the gasoline, when you fill up your gas in a ICE vehicle, it actually takes up around 6 to 7,000 rupees and gives a range of around 300 kilometers.
Wow.
And if you compare it with the EV, it's around maybe 600 to 700 rupees.
Wow.
So
Even
it's
here.
even here,
Wow.
and so it's around 10 times cheaper.
Wow. That is.
So that is why Nepal has adopted EV so fast, because petroleum is something that we have to import. There's no self dependence on the petrol over here.
Right.
While we are a water resource country and we are like fully independent on the electricity. That is why government is supporting on every price point and the infrastructure, and they want to build EVs very fast in Nepal. EV stations very fast in Nepal.
Yeah.
Particularly because Nepal is only have their foreign reserves only through the tourism and some, let's say maybe 10 to 20% exports, while the imports are very high, and that is why the foreign currency is moving out, and major chunk of money moves out to the natural gases.
Right.
So they are trying to save the natural gases money and build the infrastructure here in Nepal with the electric. So the transportation becomes eco-friendly, and they are able to achieve their target for NDC as well.
Well, the big thing to remember is when you spend $1 on gas, that money leaves the country forever.
Yes.
And if you spend $1 on electricity, it's spent 20 miles from here, maybe 100 miles from
Yes.
here. It stays domestic.
Yes.
And that's a big benefit.
So all the money that is being spent over here by people is actually only on the domestic thing. And with the number of hydro projects that has been come up in Nepal, Nepal will be self-dependent in coming 5 to 6 years, and then it will be exporting electricity while fulfilling its own demand.
Yes.
So
Now these cabinets, these chargers, where do they come from? India, China?
So all the technology of EV charging stations currently is only based in China,
Yeah.
because wherever you build the stations, the power converter and the major components are manufactured in China itself.
Sure.
So these stations are built up in China. It's cost effective,
Yes.
and of course we do R&D over here, and then we share our ideas to the Chinese team, and they build the stations accordingly.
And how good is your reliability? Because that's a big issue that every network can face is, well, I went there and 3 of them were broken. Is that an issue, and how do you address it?
See, first thing is we need to know how good our machines are. So talking about the hardware, we need to know what challenges do we face in the main incomer line from the utility. And accordingly, since we have been into this business since 1 year, we have faced many challenges with the electricity problem. So every country is different. So I have built my hardware sharing my ideas that you need to do these changes in the machine. And they are doing it accordingly, according to our needs. And we have plenty of our spare parts over here. So any downtime we reduce it because we have plenty of stuff.
So you've got a warehouse that's got some cables in it, some handles in it.
Yeah, some cables, handles,
some,
the motherboards,
yeah.
PLCs, power converters.
All the
So
things.
everything we have stored in our warehouse. So any damages we rectify it within hours.
In Nepal, how many different charge ports are there?
So if we talk about in a large scale, there's 2 charge ports. One is CCS2 and then there is GBT. So CCS2 is majorly the European protocol, as we all know, and it works around all over the world. And while GBT is the Chinese protocol, and they majorly comes up in the commercial vehicles.
Okay. And is it a problem for you that there's 2 different standards?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the price point of these charge points are almost 1.5 times. While CCS is expensive, GBT is much more cheaper. And talking about the business, then 60% of business comes from GBT. But you cannot overall ignore the CCS points as
Right.
well.
If it's
Because
40-60, you can't,
yes.
I mean, that's, you don't know the
Yeah,
winner yet.
so we actually survey the area, and if we feel that okay, these area will only cater GBT, then we put GBT stations. And if we feel that okay, some cars might come as well for CCS ports, then we put up CCS as well. If you talk about the major cities like let's say Kathmandu, Pokhara, or Birganj or Chitwan, these areas are actually where tourists moves in a private cars. So and major urban cities have private vehicles as well. So in these areas, you will find CCS cars more. So that is the sole reason I've kept 4 points as CCS over here and two as GBT. While I'm facing problem because more and more people are coming here with the CCS cars, and GBT is actually very quiet these days. So I felt that I might have made all 6 guns CCS because as you see, you have been here for around 1.5 hours, and you have seen that a lot of cars are only connected to CCS right now. GBT is quite empty right now because this port only fills up at night. When people actually drops their passengers and everything, then they come up and charge.
And those are like the vans and...
Yes, the
Okay.
micro vans.
Yeah, yeah. So what are the big obstacles that remain? So if you're expanding like crazy, what's slowing you down? Nothing?
I mean, slow points is actually since there's only one power utility expanding and giving infrastructures for the EV stations. It is a huge investment. So now the NEA has put up a bit restrictions on giving out the transformers. While if you talk about 2 years back, they were giving out freely, like I mean, they were providing it to everyone. Now they have created some rules over here that if there's a charging station that we have invested in 3 kilometers, now we'll not give another transformer. Or if we need to give it, then you have to bring more charge points, which is actually good. Like if you build big stations, then you'll get the facility. Otherwise, you have to put up your own transformer.
So there are some obstacles in terms of permitting and approval.
Yes, and the other problem is worldwide the EV charging rates are actually charged over in per unit system. But here in Nepal, people are charging on per percentage basis. Like if your SOC moves from 79 to 80, then you're actually paying 10 rupees for per percentage, varying from 7 to 10, whatever.
Wow.
So that is one obstacle because people are not like the fleet owners are not very educated about this, and then they say that okay, I'm getting a rate of 8 rupees on the some other stations while you're charging 15 rupees. They're not actually getting the difference that they're actually paying more by per percentage rather than per unit. So that is one more obstacle that we have been facing right now.
That feels like an issue of customer education.
Customer education.
Yes. Okay. Is there anything I've forgotten to ask you?
I don't think you have covered everything, but now since we are proving it out to be a green energy thing. Now, one more thing that I would like to add is we are also planning to operate the whole charging station with the solar panels.
Oh.
And we are finding lands which can give us bigger area so that we can install around 500 kilowatt solar panels and operate the whole charging stations with that solar panels as well.
Wow.
So that cuts the dependency on the electricity as well, and we become more green.
Sure.
And it helps Nepal to get into those agreement, and the greenhouse gases is cut down through more green energy. So this is how we are expanding the EV charging stations in Nepal as well.
Very cool. All right. So guys, was that awesome or what? In the comments, what did we miss? What did we misunderstand? You got to tell us. The videos where we try to make you smarter, the comments are where I hope you can make me a little smarter. I beg of you, do that. You can like and subscribe. I want to thank you so much for taking your time, meeting me out here to talk about your very cool charging station. And everybody else, like, subscribe, do what you do, and you know what you're doing. So stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots when you're getting this organic local juice.